Alright, cool. Halliburton sign and seal. One more player that people are questioning them credibility now. Last season it was like, oh yo, Anthony Edwards is Michael Jordan long lost son or something like that, and everybody think, okay, he's gonna take the crown. No wondering, did we give him the crown too early? So, Anthony Edwards, is he him for real? That's how I'm have it titled. Right, okay, your thoughts.
Bro, the man legit, bro.
He's him.
He's legit, but
Man
I don't.
legit,
I'm not
bro.
gonna say Michael Jordan
The
yet,
man legit, bro.
but he's definitely
Okay.
legit. He got a mid range.
Yeah, the man have a full game. The man have a complete game.
Man got that dog. He got that dog, you know. I just think, bro. The trade wasn't a good trade for them. It wasn't a good trade for the Knicks. Is looking nice.
Yeah.
It's not a good trade. The man them just. I feel like for a team that did so well last year in the playoffs, to make that type of trade just seemed drastic, and it just seemed to kind of mess up the cohesion that was going on there. You know, it looked like they wanted to give and more of a ownership on the game, but like it don't seem to be helping necessarily. You know, it's like with Randall and DiVincenzo there, the chemistry just seems to be a bit off. You hear rumors of the chemistry being off and people not able to talk to each other. So I think Anthony Edwards is still him, and probably him can't be him in Minnesota that long. So other teams might have to look for a superstar, bro, because I don't think Minnesota have the right psyche to get some championships, and them have a championship level player, in my opinion.
I think team chemistry is such an important thing towards a championship caliber team. You know, it have to click. Everybody have to be on the same page. Yeah, and it have to be like that consistently. You can't, or else you're not gonna be in the mix. That's it. But Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards is legit, not Michael Jordan, but not yet at least. But I feel like it's still, as we said throughout this episode, it's very early in the season. Their record is not terrible. Everybody kind of floating. Like most teams kind of floating by at the moment. Like they either 500 or around that. So
in the West, nonetheless.
In the West, yeah, like Timberwolves. So
and anyone could like hit a streak like in the next 2 weeks and turn and be the top seed.
Definitely possible, and that's likely. So we'll see.
Nah, but like if Denver like go on a run, like Jamal Murray see this episode and say, "Oh fuck them dudes, bro." And the man them go on a run, win 6 straight games.
Yeah. That's what Cat do.
Yeah, like when Clown Cat the last episode, and I was like, "All right, no, fuck y'all hoops."
Yeah.
And now the Knicks nice.
Cat watches our episodes. Cat watches this. He does.
Cat Jersey. I know the vibe. Cat Jersey.
Yeah. He watches us. But one thing with us still is like them trade Cat and bring in Randall. So I'm thinking, what's the difference to the team dynamic of that trade? And I'm thinking maybe Randall is just not as good at 3-point shoot as Cat. So maybe we need to trade Randall for just more 3-point shooting, and we'll be fine in Timberwolves land, right? So one thing could fix it.
No, I think they're just restructuring the way they go about scoring, like the basketball. Like, they don't need to score from the three, like the way Cat was giving them the three. They need an inside presence that's reliable late in the postseason. That's the issue with the shooter. It's like they need to now make the shot from very far away. If you have somebody who you can just throw the ball in the direction of the rim and they will catch the ball and just get a bucket like really quickly, that's way more reliable in the playoffs than somebody who's a really good 3-point shooter. Because if they just hit like a bad run during that time, you're in trouble, bro. Dudes who score inside all year long. Like there's no point in the time in the season where they're just unable to score a layup. But dudes who shoot, even the best ones, Clay, Steph, all them, there are days where those dudes do not make shots.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't really afford to have that in the playoffs. And I think the Timberwolves have other dudes who can score from three. They needed something else from their big man. I think Randall can give them what they need to win in the playoffs. So I'm not really too worried about what we're seeing right now. I think once they figure out how to play with each other, then they'll be good. And in the playoffs now, we'll see what's really, really good.
Definitely.
One thing about that, I think what you just described, I agree with, but some would argue it's the wisdom of the old era where you say you cannot rely on the 3 point shooter, but no, because of Golden State and the Rockets, you layer your team with enough 3 point shooters. One of them will have a warm enough hand for you to shoot above 35%. And if you launch enough volume at 35%, you stand to win the game. But on the other hand, I agree with you because you see the example of like LeBron and AD. If you have a consistent enough inside presence, it seems like it does get you there. So it's a delicate balance. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's true. Definitely.
It's,